welcome back to our channel. I'm Celeste.
And I'm Andrew.
After a full year of living in our van, we finally decided it was time to give you guys a van tour.
This is our 2013 Sprinter. It's got the 170 wheelbase. Took us probably 7 months-ish to build, and that was really just working on it on weekends when we had free time, and we knew nothing about building going into this. Thank you, YouTube. And really, we bought all the tools we needed for it. Like, we bought a drill, an impact driver, circular saw, and a jigsaw. And that's all that we used to do this whole build.
So, minimal tools, on a budget, on a time crunch. We give you a realistic van build that ended up being stealthy because we didn't have enough money to really vamp it up. But it's our cozy little quaint home, and we can't wait to show you.
All right, so I'm going to kick us off out here, right where we started. Obviously, we got our steps, little carpet to wipe our feet. Taj, one of our cats, also likes to, claw at it, so it's been through it, but that's what it's for. And then right here, obviously, got the classic shoe compartment. We got a few pairs of shoes stuffed up in there. Super convenient. Put some shoes in there. Always nice to have those little spots, as you guys know. As we step up into the van, we got our lovely coat hanger thing. We got some scarves. This is actually one of my favorites of Celeste's. We got a purse. This is like one of my jackets I wear all the time, and then some shirts Celeste will throw on. Just to keep a few things we like to toss on and off right here. This thing's actually held up really good. We just super glued that on there. Awesome stuff. And couldn't forget about our cat's food area. All right, and then right here is our overhead cabinet. This I did on the nice concealed hinges. It took me forever. As you can see, a lot of learning to get this in, but I can say it does the nice soft shut. And Celeste drew this beautiful lotus flower on here. This was really hard for me to make. It probably took 4 or 5 hours, which was pretty bad. But the reason it took so long is because I was trying to figure out how to make this work. And obviously you can see this crack here. So it's like a couple panels. Didn't know anything about building, but I think overall it's all holding up really well compared to our skill level with this. So still really happy with it, but that's why you see a little bit of love around here. It's some novelty stuff. So in here, what we got is yoga blocks, some notebooks and yoga stuff of Celeste's. We got some sarongs, if you know what that is. We also have like a hiking backpack deep in there. It goes all the way over the cab. So there's so much stuff that we can just stuff in there that we don't use very often. So now we'll step into the cab. So first off, one of my favorite features, this crossbar that I put right here, super sturdy. I've hit my head on it about 20 times and I've lost a few brain cells. Hurts pretty bad. But as you step in here, we actually have a ladder that we use to clean the solar panels, and just do like any general maintenance we need to do. More shoes back here. I got some Crocs my dad gave me, my gym shoes, some paperwork stuff. So yeah, we pretty much just use behind and under the chairs for like general storage. And then Celeste has a bunch of other stuff back here. She's got her shoes, some boots, art supplies, lots of art supplies, some bags that we use for the beach. Then we got our nice quotes that we like to remember. Our angel that our neighbor Peggy gave us while we were building the van. Shout out Peggy. And some crystals, the meditating cat, speaker, just, typical dashboard fun stuff. I've got a first aid kit, my beanies, and a hat on my side. And then on Celeste's side, she's just got a whole bunch of hats and beanies. This whole wood panel is part of that overhead compartment. And we just got our stickers. And bringing it back out to the main cabin of the van is one of my favorite features that we put in here. Obviously, we put a lot of thought into where everything is, and we made space for this closet here. As you can see, I've got 2 of my surfboards, we've got our broom, yoga mats, and we even have some extra towels stored back there. It's really been so clutch because there's nowhere else that I could put my surfboards and nowhere else that we could have ended up putting our yoga mats. Nice little hanger we got for towels and drying things off. Lovely elephant. How can you go wrong?
That brings us to our shower. Obviously, it only fits one, but we're really happy to have it. We use it after the beach and usually when it's a little bit warmer outside because we don't have hot water. And also in the shower, we have our Trillino toilet. We went with the Trillino. It makes the most sense for us. I like that you can just take your number twos in a bag, dump it in the trash, and then your pee goes into a separate container. I know that you know about compostable toilets, so that's the business there. And then we also have some shavings to go on top of the number twos, sitting right next to the toilet. Our shower head that comes off like that. And yeah, here's me for size reference. We remove the toilet when we shower. And then in here we have just like stick-on tiles. Again, yeah, time crunch. We didn't have time to tile in here, and that would have been pretty expensive. It's doing the job. If we were to redo the van, I would say the finish in here would be different. But it works. We love having a shower. When you come in and turn to like start walking in the van, we have a little shelf here that I just put some shells from a local beach that we always went to while building the van. We kind of put just like wallets, keys in there. I thought we were going to put plants, but it's too dark over there for plants. So maybe in another time in life. All right. And then we come here to our closet. In here, we mainly hang clothes that tend to wrinkle a little bit faster than the others. A little his and hers section. So I have a bunch of skirts also stacked up on the side here. And then in this basket here is where I store all my bathing suits. And it's really efficient. Jewelry box. And then, as you can see, just a bunch of jewelry hanging here. Stays perfectly fine. It does make a little like rattle noise, but since we have a door to the cab, you can't really hear it while we drive. So it's really nice to have an area where we can hang some of our clothes. It feels a little bit more homey that way. And now down here is where the business happens for the cats. Door opens, but we never open this unless we're changing the kitty litter. Their extra kitty litter is right on the side of it. And yeah, I mean, I feel like you know what goes on here. And since there's a max air fan above, it pulls out any fumes that were to come from here out immediately. So we get the question, does it smell? It doesn't smell because of the max air fan right there. You'll see later that we put a stove top up there, and it also takes out any of the cooking smoke out quickly. So the placement of the max air fan was, and then above the cat litter in this little cabinet is where we store extra toilet paper, the cat's harnesses, cat brushes, their food, and then I'm going to use my head to hold it up. But back here we have a net that can be transferred from the sliding door to our back doors, so it prevents bugs from flying in. So that's basically the animal section of the van. Underneath the closet here, in this drawer houses all of our cooking utensils. We also have like a scale, scissors, just really anything you need for cooking it up. And then the drawer below that is bowls, storage containers, and measuring cups. And then this drawer, the lowest drawer, is like our underwear and sock drawer. So you don't need to see that. Bringing it up to our upper cabinets. Really like these knobs we went with. I'll try to link as much as possible in the description below for you guys. But in this top drawer here, this is our hygiene cabinet. In here, it basically has all our shampoo, conditioners, face washes, brushes, toothbrushes, just really anything you can think of. And then also the towels for when we shower. And I would call this our wellness cabinet. We have all the journals. We also have, in this one right here, incense, sage, and then in here is a bunch of supplements that we take every day. And when we go through the van, you'll see that we used a lot of these storage bins to store things. Here we have a sponge holder, and it's held down by Velcro. That thing never moves. I'm very impressed by those Velcro double stick things. And guys, I don't know if you can tell the size of this sink, but it's beautiful. This was bigger than the sink we had in our apartment. And I know some people talk about, oh, don't do too big of a sink. I'm here to tell you that this might have been one of the best purchases. As you can see here, we have a Berkey water filter, and when we drive, we take that and we put that in the sink, as well as this compactable drying rack. So we usually have a bunch of dishes in here, but for the sake of the tour, it's all clean and stored away. But usually that will go in the sink with the Berkey. Really enjoy having a big sink in the van. Behind the sink, I actually just did this project. It's mainly for decor. You can see we didn't grout it, but we found these shells in Montana and they're so beautiful. I had to bring some back and make a piece of art with them. And under the sink, we have a bit of a organized chaos. Come with me. I told you it is organized chaos under here. So we have our trash can, paper towels, some board games back there, candles, a heating pad, a heater, dustpan. And that is where we store our gas stovetop, along with extra propane, cleaning supplies, and fire extinguishers, because you can never be too safe. That brings us to our other overhead cabinet section, and this is probably Andrew's favorite cabinet. It houses our electric tea kettle, our mocha pot for coffee, for pour over, some teas, other little supplements, things to give you energy and make you feel good and warm inside is all right here. Next up, it's the electrical cabinet. Everything electrical is in here. All of our filming gear, Andrew's work laptop, our other laptop, you name it. And again, these storage bins, they're sprinkled throughout our whole van build. Some paintings I did. When we built the van, I don't know what happened here, but our outlets weren't receded enough, so I just decorated with some shells and made it look all pretty. Down here we have our Vitrifrigo, I hope I'm saying that right. But again, I will link everything in the description box. It's 115 liter and it works perfectly for us. It's a little bare bones right now. We need to go grocery shopping, but it fits everything we would need to put in after a grocery run. This mirror is actually held up by the double stick Velcros and no problem so far, surprisingly. It is a light mirror. I know people struggle with mirrors in vans, but yeah, we haven't had any issues at all. In these two bottom cabinets, we have our dry storage. So again, with the little storage bins, have all of our spices. So on this shelf here, we have a Breville oven. I'm gonna be honest, we really mainly just use it for chocolate chip cookies every now and then, but it does draw a lot of power. It's nice to have that though, just in case, because we are big dessert people over here. In this storage bin right here, we have our pots and pans, our blender. So that's our spices. And then underneath it is our main dry storage. And this doesn't move around at all, surprisingly. And in these last two cabinets here, we have some clothing storage. This one has my books too. So some books, we have my dress shirts and like t-shirts. I can show you. We do the roll technique here.
All right, now getting over to my side, pretty much similar thing. We got clothes rolled up and some books in this one. I usually keep just things that I wear more often in this one. And then in this one right here, same deal, just more storage bins. Got my sweatpants that are super cozy that I keep right here, and another pair of cozy shorts. Just the quick grab stuff is in the middle. All right, so I'm taking this off so that you can more easily see what we got going on under here. It's a little bit of a mess, but it's organized chaos for us. As you can see, we got the water intake tube. Our 32-gallon water tank is underneath all our wetsuits right here. So that goes underneath the sink as well. Water pump switch and the ball valve to empty the gray water tank down below. And then all these clothes are just like winter clothes, bigger things that we didn't want to put in our easy access storage. Got some more shoes in here as well. Meant to put gas struts on these. They're a little bit complicated. Milo doesn't like having dinner with me, apparently. But yeah, we got our table right here on the classic lagoon mount, so it just moves around and go a bunch of different ways like this. like this. Obviously, big van controversy on if you have a bed that just stays a bed or have the convertible dining area, but we really wanted it because we like to force ourselves into that mindset of getting up and just moving and doing things, because we've found that if we leave it as a bed, sometimes we'll just kind of, hang out, which isn't bad. But when you switch it up like this, you really feel like the energy shift in the van to like, oh, let's get more things done, have a really productive day. And we like doing that. And we can also move the table and the mount, and it's just like a straight shot through the van with the doors open. It's a really nice airflow, just overall a great vibe. All right, the good old electrical systems. Over here, we got the 1000 watt inverter for the DC to AC power. Really solid, is just a stellar inverter. Also more shoes, but the Starlink modem charge controller for the panels, the charger that is connected to the car battery for while we're driving, and right here are our two children. Other than the cats, we have two 200 amp hour lithium iron phosphate batteries from Light Harvest Solar. Great systems over there. Light Harvest was super helpful with setting up all of this stuff. They sent us all the wires, all the things. So obviously we have the charge controller for the solar panel, and we have a one singular 400 watt panel, also from Light Harvest. Came with the kit. It's a great panel. It's actually made for houses, so it's lighter, more durable, and more efficient than the panels that they typically put on vans. And then we also have the shore power connection on the outside where we can plug into power. I'm sure you're also wondering where the bed stuff is, since it's in this mode. Sometimes we'll stuff it under the sink, some areas in here. There's a lot of nooks and crannies, and then also we'll put the comforter on this side in this big space on top of the pans. Now, over here, you'll see that I keep the Starlink wires here because I routed them through that box so they wouldn't be hanging about. And then also down here in our little abyss is our laundry bag. Up above me here is a really cool thing that we got, which is a nice skylight. Obviously, it's just great for everything. Put the Starlink up through here, open it up, look at the stars, let some air in. And it has a screen that we can also put in that goes in here. Mainly for our airflow, we'll open up this side window. All right, so back here we got one of my other most proud build parts of the van is this pull-out drawer. And in here, we keep a whole bunch of stuff. This thing is custom built by yours truly. Did all the math and all the stuff myself. And we have our nice little blanket that we do picnics on. We got our Eno hammock, our power cables, our hose, a little first aid kit, some extra stuff, a surf leash. These are extra lights for the ceiling. My tool bag, the jigsaw, the drill, the impact driver, the battery chargers. Literally honestly, almost all the tools we used to build this thing. And an extra rain jacket. And all those stones that Celeste used for the backsplash used to be in here as well. It was worth all the trouble, and I'm glad it went in right the first time. We also will come out here sometimes, make some coffee, just relax. As you can see, it's really perfect height for sitting right here. So just a great chilling spot. Putting away this chair is just as simple. It actually fits perfectly right there.
And that concludes our van build. It has everything we need, feels like a normal home, just on wheels. And circling back, we did this on a budget, we did this on a time restraint, and I wanted to throw out there that majority of our build was done in a parking lot at our apartment complex. Because I don't know about you guys, but the van builds I was looking up while doing this, everyone had a friend that had land, a dad that could build, or someone that had a workshop. So me and Andrew were a little hesitant because we thought that you needed a lot of space to get it done. But fear not, my friend, you don't.
Here's Andrew with the budget. So the van was obviously the biggest spend that we had. We got it for a pretty good deal. She was used with 175,000 miles, but the diesel exhaust, the DEF like service was done on it, which is kind of an expensive service. So it was good that it had that covered and everything was up to date. Long story short, we got her for a nice, cool 20K. The next biggest cost was our whole electrical kit from Light Harvest. It was about 5,000 for everything that we got. You know, just put that on a credit card on that one. So
We had to. That was a really
yeah, that one
bulky
we had to,
purchase.
but everything else we just kind of paid as we went. The grand total came out to a little bit over 36,000, which I think is pretty crazy considering everything.
We're happy to have welcomed you guys into our home. We are looking forward to hopefully another year. Luna, our baby, I don't know if we told you that's her name. Hopefully she just, can kick it for a few more years because we are really enjoying van life. Thank you if you made it this far. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you guys for watching.
Cheers.